I'm so proud to introduce you to a very dear friend of mine who lives out in Guthrie, Texas. He's a veterinarian, he's a great horseman, he's the general manager of the horse division of the 66's ranch, and knows horses as good as anybody I have ever met. Dr. Blodgett, thank you so much for taking time to join us. And let's talk a little bit about the 66's horses and why you need a particular kind of horse on the ranch and what you try to provide for the Cowboys. We'll start with that kind of horse.
Well, you know, as you know, you've been there, Red. We've got rough, rolling terrain, with varying degrees of brush on it, a lot of rocks. Pastures are large. It takes a horse with a lot of stamina, real good feet and legs, and a lot of athletic ability to really do the job there on the ranch.
And you got a lot of big calves to drag in the spring too. So
we sure do, yes, sir.
You need a big muscled horse and a big healthy horse.
That's right. We calve in the fall in Guthrie, and so we're weaning those calves in the warmer months. So that's another stressful time on the horse. I mean, you've got to have a horse that's got a lot of stamina and endurance during those tougher weather conditions.
Now, how many horses on the average will a Cowboy have in his string?
They've usually got about 6 that they can really depend on. You know, they may have a younger horse or 2 beyond that, but usually 5 or 6 horses that they can really call a part of their Cowboy string. And
does each person start a young horse?
Well, most of the younger guys, in particular, all start those. Now we've got a few of the more seasoned men there that rely on some of the younger guys to start their horses for them, or they may pick up a horse that one of those younger Cowboys has ridden for several years. But for the most part, you know, everybody pick at least one. They call them broncs,
yes,
but to start each year, and they pick them based on seniority. Along their years of service at the ranch. That's how they pick, and they occasionally might do some trading around a little bit, but everybody kind of gets their eyes on one and picks one.
And you told me at another time that it's kind of like a smorgasbord. They have so many options to choose those colts from different stallions, and so each Cowboy really has his own idea of what kind of horse he wants, doesn't he? And he'll follow one stallion and try to pick that colt again next year.
They do. Some of them even tend to pick the offspring out of a certain mare. The stallion may vary, but I've seen a tendency toward people liking mare family lines. And the Cowboys just pick like those certain individuals and make good horses for them.
And I remember when Tanqueray Gin was alive and you were using him a lot on the ranch mares, they'd pretty well fight over those Tanqueray Gin babies, wouldn't they?
They sure would, you know, and I've said this a lot, but Tanqueray Gin, I think, was, you know, the most influential and sire in our ranch's history, in my opinion, for ranch horses. And I wasn't here around when a lot of them were here, but you know, looking back and knowing the information I've been able to call upon, you know, I think he just was a great all-around ranch sire for us at the 4-6's.
Well, I was fortunate enough to ride a couple of them, and boy, howdy, I was proud of them. Let's talk about your racehorse stable. You have some really outstanding horses, and I want to brag on you a little bit. You just recently won with a partner a big race out at Los Alamitos, and you won the big $2 million race at Los Alamitos. You and the same partner with another horse called One Famous Eagle.
That's right.
And so you've got a tremendous racing stable. And would you say that Jess Perry is your number one stallion at this point?
At this point, you know, by far, he's our number one horse. He's just been a tremendous horse for us at the ranch. And this past weekend in the stakes race, we were fortunate enough to win. You know, his offspring ran first, second, and third, which was another home run for us.
Oh my goodness!
So that was the first time that we've been involved in that kind of situation. I know when I picked him, when he was, he started down in Louisiana, that was what really drew me toward him. When I saw horses sired by him running first, second, and third down in Louisiana, that's what attracted my attention. And his first crop of colts, and we were fortunate enough to acquire him and syndicate him, and he's went on to be a tremendous sire.
And you've got a tremendous stud barn, so if people wanted to contact the 4-6's ranch and wanted to breed to a good running horse, a good working horse, good pleasure horse, you've got just about anything they can handle.
Yes, sir, we do. We sure do.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Doc.
Yeah, Red.
Mr. Glenn Blodgett, what a great friend, and I'm so proud you're here.
Thank you, Red.